First of all, anybody who plays a racket sport is likely to live 10 healthy years longer than people who do no physical activity as they get older. So if you're out there playing a racket sport, good on you. Keep doing it. If that means you got to switch from tennis to pickleball, or from badminton to pickleball, do it. You will get really good health benefits from it. And if the alternative is to stop playing altogether, don't do that. Switch to pickleball. As far as the physical demands of those games, pickleball is less physically demanding than tennis. Look at the size of the surface area that people have to play on, and that becomes pretty obvious, right? If you have to run, you're only going to run 2 or 3 steps, versus in tennis, you're going to have to run 7 or 8 steps. So, yes, the physical demands of pickleball can be, depends on the levels that you're playing at, less than those of tennis. Absolutely. I think it is safe to consider it a safe alternative to those if you have a good head on your shoulders and you think about it logically. You still have to warm up adequately. You still have to listen to your body adequately. And even if it's less physically challenging, you still have to treat your body with the respect that it deserves. Part of why I want to go back for a minute to the longevity component. Part of why people who play racket sports live a healthy 10 years longer is because of the community. One of the things I love about pickleball is, like, most of the time, every pickleball player I meet is nicer than the last one that I met. And I'll tell you a quick story. When I went down to Florida for a business conference, I was just starting to get into pickleball. I pulled up to a court at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday. 3 fellas there, got their chairs out. They're in their 60s or 70s. I walk over. I say, "Hey, I'm just learning this game. Can you teach me a thing or two?" And they said, "Well, probably not, but get over here," right? And we played for half an hour, and it was awesome. It was such a cool experience, and I could see how that people got attracted to it, people get addicted to it, and they want to play every day for the rest of their lives. I get it. It's a really fun game. So that to be said, we do need to warm up. We do need to cool down properly. We do need to gauge how often we are playing and be smart about the dose that we're starting with. Like everything else, you can overdose on pickleball. And we have to be smart about how we're allowing our body and its tissues to adapt and respond. The next question we have is, what are the most common pickleball injuries and how can they be avoided? Are they contact injuries or overuse injuries? So the answer is yes to both. There are contact injuries and overuse injuries that we see most commonly in pickleball. The contact injuries are usually when someone's going after a lob or a ball that they probably have no business going after in the first place. And they end up falling and they break a wrist or a hip, or they tear something, they tear a hamstring, that kind of thing. Those are what we call the contact injuries. The shoot, I did this thing and it happened, and I know exactly what I did to cause the pain or the problem. That being said, no ball is worth a fall. If somebody gets a good shot off on you, you tip your hat, you say great shot, and they take that point, right? Or they get the serve back. But my goodness, no ball is worth a fall. Do not break your wrist. Do not break a hip. Do not tear a hammy in pickleball. Recreational pickleball. Juice ain't worth the squeeze. Okay? Those are the common contact injuries we see. As far as the overuse injuries, this is what happens. And I wish every pickleballer who started knew this. They learn the game on Monday, and they fall in love with it. And they play 2 hours every day until Saturday. And then the following Monday, my phone rings and they say, "Hey, Cal, I picked up pickleball and now my elbow hurts, or now my knee hurts, or now my foot hurts, or my shoulder." And I usually say, "Well, you picked it up. What does that mean?" "Oh, I learned it on Monday and I played every day." And I have to sit there on the other end of the phone and go, like, what did you think was going to happen? You haven't moved your body like that in 5 years, 6 months, 15 years in some cases. What did you think was going to happen? It is not because they're old. It is because they haven't allowed their body to adapt to the demands that they're now putting on it in playing pickleball. So they can be avoided by adequately preparing your body for those demands. So no matter what kind of shape you're in, right? If you are active, if you walk, if you're able to get up and down off the ground, if you lift weights, if you go to the gym, if you dance, if you have like adequate health, you can avoid a lot of things, especially common pickleball overuse injuries. Um, if you don't, that's fine. Pickleball is a great way to start doing that stuff. You have to be respectful of the way your body responds to those demands that you put on it, and the time it takes, and the repetition that it takes, and the dosing that it takes to be able to do that. What are my warm up tips for pickleball? Use the muscles that you're going to use when you play, when you're warming up. It drives me nuts when I see people go up to the kitchen line, they get to the court, and they dink for 3 minutes, and then they're like, okay, let's play. And then the next motion that they do is they serve and they stay, and then they get up to the kitchen line as fast as they can, and they haven't run. They didn't run at all in their warm up. They didn't sprint. They didn't come to a quick stop. They didn't go to a quick start. That's the stuff you have to do. You want to warm up using the motions that you use in the game. So when I go up to a court and I show up to play 5-10 minutes beforehand, you will see me. I will do jumping jacks. I will do sprints up and down the line. I will hop. I will do short little bursts of speed where I run up to the kitchen line. I will backpedal because I can. I don't recommend that people start doing that unless they've trained themselves in backpedaling because you can fall easily. I will shuffle side to side and laterally. I will reach my hands up over my head and touch my toes a handful of times. And what all of that does, in addition to starting to recruit my brain and my muscles to start to do the thing I'm going to ask it to do and kind of put the train on the tracks, is it increases my heart rate. When my heart rate is increased, blood goes to the tissues that need it. And when there's blood in those tissues that need it for that activity, they have adequate nutrition, they have adequate hydration, they are less likely to get injured. So you need to use the muscles that you're going to use in the game as you're warming up. Man, if more people did this, we wouldn't have so many PT clinics thriving and orthopedics thriving off of the pickleball community. Because I get it. No, it's not like a common cultural norm to go do that. We have to change it within the game. We have to be respectful of the physical demands. Yeah, they're less than tennis, they're less than badminton, but they're still more than sitting around. And we have to do a better job of taking 5 or 10 minutes. That's all it takes. All it takes to do simple movements that you're going to do anyway. You just have to do them in a prepared and predictable way before you go do them in a less predictable way. The final question we have is probably my favorite, and it's, what do I wish more people knew about their bodies before they exercised? I use this analogy, this metaphor. The tissues in your body are like the structures in your house or in a building. Okay, we have skin and muscles and bones and nerves and ligaments and cartilage and blood vessels and tendons and nervous system tissue. We have all kinds of material, specialized cells in specialized systems that help us interact with the physical world around us. The same way that your home or a building has walls and doors and floors and windows and countertops and appliances and ceilings and roofs, and we treat the things in our house and our building. We don't put nails in the windows, and we don't paint the floor. We don't put carpet on the walls. Each of those things has its own kind of mode of way in which we treat it. So, what I wish more people understood is their bodies will adapt to the demands that they put on them. And in healthy people, people without disabilities, people without metabolic diseases, people without like thyroid or hormonal issues, in the average normal healthy person, it will respond really well to the demands that you put on it, good or bad. So if you don't use it, you lose it. That's true, again, in normal healthy people. And if you use it, you get a lot better at it. And your body's so good at responding to that demand. It's also really good at conserving energy, right? Which is why you might not want to get up and down off the couch. Okay. But we will move. The other thing that's important here, this comes from Dan Lieberman. He's a Harvard evolutionary biologist. He teaches at Harvard. He always says, we evolved as a species to move when it was necessary or it was fun. So Pickleball is fun. Keep doing it. Understand that your body will respond to the demand that you put on it in most cases, and be respectful of the time it takes to adapt. So blood vessels adapt within seconds. You start to do something where you need more blood to a tissue, your blood vessels adapt really quickly. Your bones take weeks, months, years to change physiologically. Your muscles, sometimes days, sometimes weeks. Your tendons, sometimes days, sometimes weeks. Your nervous system, sometimes days, sometimes weeks. The same way that the paint dries at a different rate than the cement dries, right? Or screwing a screw into the wall takes a different amount of time than I don't know, redoing the roof. We have to be respectful of all of the different tissues in our body, which are incredibly, incredibly capable, and listen to it. So often we want to put earmuffs on and we say like, no, my knee doesn't hurt. I can go play another 4 hours. Listen to it. Don't go take an Advil because you know your knee is going to hurt and then go out and play 2 hours of pickleball and then come into my office 2 weeks later and say, well, yeah, I've been taking Advil for 2 weeks and I'm still playing. Well, okay. At least it was only 2 weeks ago and not 2 years ago. That's what I wish more people knew.